Boom. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to episode number
Well,
68 of the Average Man podcast, Amsterdam. I will record my intro as per usual after we get done with this little session here. Welcome to my brother Eli. How you going, man?
I'm back.
We're back. So we just spent the last hour troubleshooting the technical side of a little idea we got going for this.
Is that only an hour?
At least an hour for this quarantine challenge thing. So Triple J doing like a quarantine challenge. We'll get to that soon. Well, man, whatever you just did then, now I can not hear you. Like white noise, madness. Okay, yeah, that stopped. Whatever you just did then. What was that?
I thought there was a magical button that could fix all our audio problems.
Oh, and it was just
it wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the devil button.
All right, man, we'll get down to the quarantine challenge in a minute, but we have been fucking around for like an hour on that. Yeah, we spoke on Friday night, recorded. I didn't air that one. Messy.
Yeah.
Messy.
That's what you got to expect when you podcast with me.
Well, yeah, I pretty much post everything that I do. So, but that was messy, man. I was drinking rum, had a little on the side there, and I think we were fine, but we didn't get anywhere. No ground was coming. We had a better chat when I stopped recording than we did when we were recording. So, anyway, we'll hit it again. I've got a couple of notes written down here today, so I've got a bit of direction, and we can keep going and actually get somewhere.
Lead on. So
first of all, I'm going to lead in with the title of this episode is Amsterdam, which is a Pierce Brothers song. We've been like throwing a bit of music back and forward again lately. So Pierce Brothers, man, you were digging them?
I was digging them, but at the same time, I was digging Pierce Brothers. I was also on the Teskey
Brothers. Yeah, so, you felt that more, didn't you?
So I think I felt them a little bit more. So I don't think I quite got the vibe of the Pierce Brothers that you wanted me to, but I'll revisit them once I'm just done with Teskey's.
I felt the same with Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Like, I definitely liked it, but it wasn't getting me, like, I wasn't getting in the zone with them.
I think that was, they weren't on the same level there. I just jumped the gun a bit, I think.
I couldn't get like a flow on with them.
Oh yeah, they don't have much flow, bro. They're a pretty scrappy sort of band themselves.
Yeah. They were kind of scrappy, like interesting, but like I was into like really feeling like rhythms and guitar hooks and guitar lines and like big verses and sing along choruses and shit like that, which is what like
there's none of that much.
Yeah, there was none of that. But the Teskey Brothers, yeah, man, like real good. I don't know. They definitely got that blues and rootsy vibe to them. A lot of blues in some of their tracks as well. And I've been blasting those guys as well as the Pierce Brothers. I think why I'm loving the Pierce Brothers is one, they're a bit more up tempo, like heavier guitar lines, a bit of Mumford and Sons sort of in there. But we saw them live just last year. They opened for Ash Grumwold at our Northwest Fest Sundowner here last year. So when you get band, when you get that energy from a band live, and then when you're listening to them again, taking you back to that. Yeah, and I'd never heard of them before, man. I just heard Pierce Brothers, listened to a couple of their tracks before we watched them live, and then went and watched them live, and they were wicked, man. They're at that age and that time in their career where they're just sort of starting to blow up, and they got all that energy, and they really like. The sun had just gone down. It was that perfect timing. We had the kids with us. The kids were loving it. And, it was in Hedland, so there was like 100 people on the green, like on the grass in front of them, which is enough to have like a vibe and a dance, but like pretty cruisy still, So it was kind of and shit. Really, really good set, and they just had so much energy, man. They were sweating, they were going hard and talking to the crowd, and you could tell they just loved like what they were doing. So I got that vibe.
You paint a good picture. I want to be there now.
Yeah, good. That's what I'm trying to do. And Teskey Brothers, I've heard a lot of good things about, and I reckon they would be awesome live. Some of their YouTube shit, their live performances and shit. But I've obviously
I checked a lot of their live stuff out on YouTube last night, and it was, as you'd expect, like high energy, just booming sort of passion.
Yeah,
vocals.
That vocalist is really passionate, isn't he?
Those calls. Yeah. He's like, doesn't, he's got some lungs on him. Like, he doesn't look like he's expelling much air, but yeah, it's definitely coming out.
He's got that fitness for what he's doing. Yeah, what I was watching on YouTube, he's like, ends up getting down in the crowd. They're in like some little club or something on some shit, and it's like a bit of a repeat sort of verse going on. And he gets it like going, does it on stage for a while, and gets the crowd so they all know what's happening. Then he jumps into the crowd and he's like singing with his eyes closed, and they're like, he's walking around and fucking just fully.
Like, music's perfect for that, eh? Like,
yeah, and those kind of crowds are
get that drum beat happening through the crowd, and just that little guitar riff going on, and then you sort of make your way through, and then up onto the stage, and
like John Butler Trio. John Butler Trio, man. I wonder if that was the first time I saw him. It might have been the first time I saw them. So I've seen them about 3 times, right? I think the first time I saw them was...
I remember this story.
The first time was at Big Day Out, the same year that Prodigy played. And everyone else bailed and went to go watch Prodigy because they're a massive band. They're on the main stage. You know, it was like 8 o'clock at night, that sort of time frame. All the big bands were playing and shit. Understandable. But I had to go see John Butler. I'd been smashing John Butler like that time of my life, smoking heaps of weed, listening to John Butler Trio and shit. I had to go see him. So I lost everybody. Went and watched him on my own, and like I'd been smoking weed all day, and so I wasn't in the crowd for him. I just stood at the back and listened to the music, man. Like half the set with my eyes closed, and like how you in big club settings, like the bass, people talk about the bass going through. You can feel the bass.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're trying to say right now.
I could feel that 11 stringer of his going like vibrating through me, and I was like, when. I don't know, that age, you're carefree and everything, man. You're young, and I just was fully 110%.
It's a magical moment.
Yeah. And there's those moments in life, man, and I'll come back to the music, but there's those moments in life that I think are so important for us to have. Like, that's why I love diving. I haven't done a lot of it lately, but like spearfishing, free diving, it's one of those moments that when your head's underwater and you're hunting and you're under there, it's 110% that's what you're doing. You're not thinking about the bills or the argument you have with your missus or that stressful thing at work that's coming up. Like, you're thinking about what the fuck you're doing right now. And there's such a good release from our everyday like bullshit, that we go through. Music can do that to you. And definitely I got that with John Butler that time round. And I think the second time I saw him was at a Rocket concert. So they had him at Joondalup. I don't know if you went to those. Yeah, they were pretty far away from
me. Yeah, bro. I went to almost every single Rocket, Like, they were my gig, and they're still up there with my
they were good
top vibe zone.
And dude,
Rocket
that was
the best venue because it was one oval, one stage, split straight down the middle, underage,
at the back,
above age, and the 18, like above age, could walk through into the main area and go up front if they like. It was fucking basic as fucked, and the oval was built up on banks, bro. So it was like you just sit on the banks all the way around. You can see, no dramas. Perfect gig.
So that oval, which was 15 minutes from my house, and we could catch a train basically straight there. Or probably a bus back in the day, but my school was the school across the road. So I went to high school across the road from there, and we had our own oval, but we used the arena. It was the arena. We used the arena for half of our sporting events and shit. So I was so familiar with that whole area.
The area.
I played sports on that oval growing up, and then you'd obviously, they'd set it up for the Rocket. And you just when you feel, I just felt so at home there.
So like, wait, get this. Every Rocket, and I went to his fucking heaps of them, and I live down south.
Yeah.
Every single time, hands down, without fail, me or someone would go, imagine if you're just one of these cunts that live like just in one of these houses that went to that school fucking just there and like just be able to go straight home, because for us it wasn't over when the gig was over. We just had a fucking mission. And that's like another part of your night. Like, that's like, you got to fucking put reserves in for that shit. Like,
when it's an hour and a half to get home.
Bro. It's like, and you were that fucking guy the whole time. You were that guy that I was going, motherfucker, who I wish I was one of those cunts.
I mean,
you were probably walking like 50 meters behind me going, fuck yeah, 2-minute walk home.
So we couldn't walk home. I'm a 15-minute drive. you know, I couldn't walk home. You had to either, I don't know if there was buses running at that time of night, or if you just called someone's like older sibling or fucking parent but it was like a
so you're not
maximum,
that much of an asshole, but those assholes that live like right across the road.
But still, from walking out that front gate, getting your ride and being home, it was like a half an hour maximum.
Yeah.
You know, so pretty much, and yeah, pretty cool, man. And
So
I saw John Butler there,
anyway,
and he
was there heaps.
He was there heaps, bro. And that was the second time I saw him was there, and this wicked, like, big musical solo, guitar solo, bass solo, drum solo, and then he put his guitar down, was playing the bongos along with the drum and shit, and it was going for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, and just like that fucking vibe, that passion, man. Like, hands down, those
Was it Take? That song Take?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Those blues and roots.
I think I remember that.
Like, those gigs were, I think, probably, if you look at it as a whole, I think they were my favorite gigs ever, like blues festival.
They're my favorite type of gig.
Yeah, they just, the vibe, the feeling, people who are there to watch that are like-minded. You're not going to run into
they're all there,
smoking ice who's like trying to be a hard prick and stuff, like watching John Butler near the front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dude's like...
Yeah. Watching John Butler, then goes home, like, listens to Slipknot and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I love Slipknot, but the vibe of those gigs was just so good, man. So good. Yeah.
I still chase those gigs this day. So there's a new one down south called Summer Days. I don't fucking remember.
Summer Days was that was an old festival.
Yeah, okay, that's an old festival. It's summer something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's down in Mugs. It's it's really cool. So I went and saw Grinners, Wolfmother, Abbey May, Stonefield, and it was this sort of like Aussie rock sort of gig, but down south in Mugs. It was anyone cool enough to travel down there and see those bands. And then all the surfers and stuff from Mugs and all the hippies and that. It was the best vibe, man, with a little bit of rock and roll on the stage. But yeah, it was cool. There was like little dance parties sort of happening everywhere, like just cool, like little hippie ones. Whatever.
There's something about that, isn't there? Like there's something about that, like when it's just the right kind of people at a spot.
Yeah.
And everyone knows.
I think it's the vibe that you can vibe for the longest. Like I get a vibe going to a metal gig or drum and bass or something. Like there's vibes at those gigs, but it only lasts so long. There's only so long you can go or like but you can fucking go like that.
And you've got to go to those kind of, because I've been in second row from the front at a Metallica concert when they had the round back in the day. I've been 3 rows back from Slipknot, a Big Day Out. You know, like I've been to some big gigs. Hold on a second.
Oh, cool. All right.
Back on. Yeah. Close it, matey. Yeah. But you've got to go prepared for that. Like in a Slipknot fucking mosh pit, you're like fighting for your life. You're gonna have a fun time if you fucking submit to it and go with it. But that's like
super fun.
Yeah, but you got to be up for it and ready and prepared. You go to a fucking blues gig, you can walk in there having a shitty week, a stressful fucking day. You've just had a fight with your girlfriend, and you smoke a fucking joint, walk out there and listen to Xavier Rudd play, and fucking by song 3, you're just like drifting away on the fucking cloud.
Yeah.
And case in point, I didn't like Xavier Rudd at one stage because my missus was obsessed with him and she used to talk about him all the time. So I guess I had some weird little jealous thing going on in the background. And I just thought, nah, he's fucking shit. Xavier Rudd.
That's not weird. That sort of happens all the time.
I guess. That's true. No, not anymore. But yeah, I went down.
Not anymore, actually. Not anymore.
Yeah. So we went and watched him at Blues and Roots. And I went in with a negative opinion of him. And halfway through the gig, I was just like, oh my God, this dude's amazing. He's awesome. And I was just fully 100% sold. And he's like doing the one-band thing. He's playing the harmonica and he's got the guitar and he's got the drum pedal going and shit like that. And I was just like, man, this dude's fucking awesome. Walked out of there going, all right, I'm a convert. You got me, like fucking 100%. Just flew away. And then I think after that was followed up by Damian Marley. And it was just like...
I just want to put a little side note in there. People think that... like these folk artists and these like hippie sort of artists with their guitar and their beatbox drum and their harmonica are just like stoner, idiot, dumbass. Well, they are stoners, but
A lot of
dude,
them,
to do that, fucking free like harmonica, play the guitar, and just tap a little beat like that. It is so fucking difficult, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
No shit. Like you can, like those motherfuckers are like doing some tough shit, man.
Superbly
Like
talented.
to get these easy vibes out to us all, you know. Like we're just thinking, oh yeah, man, that's just like so chill and easy, and that's what we're feeling. But that's not what the fucking. He's not feeling that, man. He's like, oh god,
he's worked hard to get there. Yeah.
You know, it's like, geez,
he's working.
Like,
he's working.
Anyone just try and sing and play the guitar at the same time. You know, anyone, just try and do that.
Drums,
sing and play.
Drums and singing are one of the hardest things because you don't sing.
Try and do two fucking things at once.
But at least
I'm not saying like wash the dishes and watch TV.
Yeah.
Like I mean instrumentals. Like,
but
it's
two coordinated things.
It's tricky.
But at least with guitar and singing, you're sort of singing along with the rhythm, like the melody and the rhythm. You know that all goes.
The melody, yeah.
Singing and playing drums, you know the beat and the percussion is not typically what you sing.
Drums don't go to the melody, man.
Yeah, so that I'm always super impressed by people that play drums and sing. It's like, holy shit, how can you do that without singing like this? How can you not sing to the beat? You know,
so
I don't do that. Yeah, so I'm always super impressed with that, man. So fuck.
But that chick Stonefield, so I just saw that recently, like, you know, and she's like,
man.
Just want to say that, but yeah, black water rising through my soul.
Yeah, drummer and lead singer.
Just like, yeah.
Awesome. And and Crawl from Spiderbait used to do it. Yeah.
Black Betty, come on, Black Betty.
To be fair, you do. To be fair, you are singing to the beat on that song, but
yeah, okay.
To be fair, but he does another song.
We won't like
judge him.
We won't put him down.
Yeah, no. We won't take it away from him. Yeah. So, man, fucking, how's the isolation going? Quarantine.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's
Shady.
Boring. That's the right word.
My boy keeps coming in here, mate. You got to give me 10 minutes.
That's all right.
I got kids going on in the background here. You got to give me 10 minutes.
It's the Average Man podcast. It's
that's right.
The average sort of thing that happens.
Dude,
like, how you going, Shady?
All right, hang on. I'm gonna pause it, mate. We're back. See, this is as real as it gets, man. Dude's fucking family comes kicking the door in and harassing him in the background.
I reckon you should leave those bits in because that's
they will just harass me.
Average.
Yeah, but I got to be able to concentrate and actually. This is what I love
about. Tell the kids. Anyway.
But what I love about podcasting is I actually get a chance to sit down and have a straightforward conversation with someone without splitting my attention 13 different directions like I have to at work and like I have to when I'm doing family time. I can sit down and go, right, bang, concentrate on this line of thought and follow it through. So, you know, I don't get to do that often.
I like how you picked me to be that guy that's got to do that for you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's your job today, man. So isolation up here, man. Today, and I asked you, and then I didn't get to hear the answer. It's boring.
Right. So yeah, to pick I was going to say shitty, but that's like implying that it's sort of like aggressive or I get angry or there's negativity. Anyway, like it's boring without any negativity. Like I'm hanging out with my mum, but not really hanging out. Like she's just sort of got her half of the house and I got my half. Yeah. And well, you know, we're calling our mates and texting and then sort of going, yeah, man, just sort of like, yeah, just pop around for a beer. And then a couple of hours later, actually, you probably shouldn't. Yeah, no, do the righty. So,
but you're allowed to have like one person over your house, aren't you?
You are, bro. So you're not breaking any laws by having one or two people over. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can do that. But the rules are different to the laws, man. And if you're trying to follow the rules, which is gonna like curve the fucking virus, right? If you all follow the rules, which is stay
the fuck.
It's contagion. Home. It's contagion. Like it's jumping from people to people. Yeah, so people stay apart.
You're right.
You know, which means, you know, I don't necessarily have to go see my mate and have a beer. I can, and I'm not going to get fined for it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
You don't
not
need to.
the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
No,
And all these people around me doing righty, like mum's doing the righty, the neighbour's doing the righty. Everyone's not having their friends over.
yeah,
Why should I be the asshole that goes, well, I'm not breaking the law, fuck the rules?
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you're saying, yeah, why not? Like, yeah, be nice to. But
Yep.
I'm a grown man. I can deal with not having a beer with my mate for a couple of weeks.
Grown-ass man.
Whatever.
No. I definitely hear what
So anyway, it's just boring. It's not affecting me in any sort of other way except.
Well, I've been giving you some projects, so hopefully that's. I'm wondering what the fuck's going on with my audio here. I'm totally not getting audio the way I'm supposed to be. So that's what I keep looking
bad
at.
The whole.
Yeah, I keep looking down here because this is my little
so
preamp down here.
What
I'm
I was
not getting
like,
the correct audio at all.
Yeah. What I was like saying before is that we should do a little podcast, but just like
an audio.
Yeah, just to test it, like figure this program out, this Zoom program, like figure the fuck out what we're doing, and then we'll have it every time. Because what we're doing now is podcast.
Yeah, well, we
and
sort
then
of
going,
are.
Fuck the audio's fucked. We're on a podcast.
We sort of are doing it every night at the moment, but like you were saying last time about we can do a few during the week. Well, we can still do a few ones like we did on Friday night, just without recording them or without airing them, and just use that to work out the bugs, man, as we go. But yeah, I don't know, whatever it is, just audio.
So like, I haven't. Oh, we're still podcasting, aren't we?
Yeah. So I'll get back to track anyway. Well, the Hedland isolation is going like it's pretty weird, man. Like weird that it's not really been that difficult at all. It's kind of business as usual. Like we're both working, kids are at daycare, not this weekend obviously, so we got a big 4 days at home, and it's like we went down the beach with the dog.
When you're rural, you sort of practicing what we're doing anyway, man. Like it's sort of just in your.
We're just having a weekend. It's like just having a weekend at home. We went down to the beach last night. Took the dog down to the beach. You know, there's no one around. Like there's people on the spall mount, but you know how big it is down there. It's like there's no one within 500 meters of us, and we just cruise around looking for some shells and you know just having a chat and a drink. And it was just really, really nice. The weather's just turned here, so it's all of a sudden that horrible, humid mornings, days, evenings. Like it's hot during the day, but the mornings and the evenings are nice now. So it's really turned. You can go down the beach and that breeze comes through. And we walked for about.
Thanks.
Half
I
an
think
hour.
you just handballed that down to us because it's been sticky.
We walked for about half an hour, and it was just beautiful, man. Tell you what, did break my heart.
But anyway, so to compare your beach to mine, so I went to the beach last night as well. Walked down the beach, down the path onto the beach, and you're practicing 500-meter social distancing. We're still 1.5 down at our local beach. So you walk onto the beach, there's a guy straight in front of you by himself having a fish.
Yeah.
1.5 to 2. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Say 3 to 5 meters away.
Yeah.
There's another guy by himself having a fish.
Yeah.
And that just went down the whole beach like that. So everyone's doing the righty. Like if they're doing the real righty, they shouldn't be going out. It's not like
you're allowed to go fishing. Yeah, because you're catching food.
Yeah, but are you fishing for your dinner or are you just having a fish?
Yeah, you're allowed to go fishing. You're not going to catch.
But there's rabbit holes.
You're not going to catch a virus standing on the beach or on the rocks fishing.
He was trying to do the righty.
But you're not going to catch a virus
doing that. Stay the fuck at home.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
But yeah,
you become
that stay the fuck at home thing, right? Is a blanket statement, and it's important to get that message across, man. But so for those dudes standing there on their own, or even just two of them having a fish, like you're not catching a fucking virus out there in the wind and the fucking outside.
There's already 2 people that could possibly catch the virus. So say that guy.
But what I'm saying is, you don't touch each other, and you keep
touch the handrail.
Keep your cup. Yeah. Yeah, but you're going to touch.
You had to stay at home instead of going for a fish. Didn't need to have a fish for dinner.
Yeah. I just think that's fucking. I'm not down with that.
There's just 2 more statistical people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's got to that stage. It's worldwide. It's
But
got
people
down.
are going to work still. What do you want, buddy?
Yeah, but that's essential.
No, matey, I'm gonna stop. I gotta stop it again now. Mate. Yeah, okay.
And after you realise it, you sort of looked at it and then went, "Oh, fucking ran off."
This is why I try and time it for when they're asleep. But yeah, or having quiet time. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, we're still going to work. People are going to work. People are still going outside. I think it's just like don't socialise. Don't go out and hang out at your mates'
The
house.
word is
Don't
essential.
catch up in groups. Hey,
yeah,
you're allowed to go out for exercise.
Yeah, it's essential. People need to exercise, man.
You're allowed to go to exercise.
You know
Everyone, they're encouraged. You're still allowed out for your exercise. So going down, if your exercise is going down the beach for a fish, go down the beach for a fish. Nothing wrong with that.
That's not. See. Listen to that.
Well, so you can go. No,
you're going down to the beach, exercising, having a fish.
So you
can go talking about going for a fucking run or like a jog.
So you can go for a run, but you can't go throw a line in.
Yeah, because fishing isn't exercise, bro. It's a sport.
It's exercise for your mind. It's exercise for you. Got to walk yourself down the beach. You cast and you, dude. Just because Jono likes to have a can of beer and a fish, whereas Benjamin prefers to go for a cycle in his lycra. It doesn't mean Benjamin's allowed outside and fucking Jono has to stay home. Fuck that. You can go outside and throw a fucking line in the water. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not socialising. You're not hanging out with people, shaking hands, going to their house, sitting down, having a beer, fucking going to the cafe together, fucking. You're not doing that.
Okay, all right. Fishing is an essential thing then. It's essential. All right.
Well, it's not banned. You're allowed to go fishing. They say you're allowed to go fishing. So boating would be different if there was four of you on a boat and you fucking skiing behind it and shit. Yeah, that's different.
I think it comes back to the laws and, you know, who's obeying the laws and who's obeying the laws and the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that there's this whole, look, man, I'm still working. My missus is still working. The kids are still at school. Going down to the beach.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta work, pay the bills and stuff like that.
Oh, but heaps of people.
But if it spreads more, which, you know, it will through people that are just.
Well, we've already flattened the curve in Australia.
Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Then we won't be working. The essential list gets smaller.
We've flattened the curve already, man. They've already flattened the curve. Now
I know. How good is that? Yeah.
And also, mate, you know, there's a difference between what the media tell you and what the actual fucking numbers mean. That all those numbers that kept popping off and they kept going. In Sydney, they had communicable what's the word? Communicable passing of the disease, right? I can't think of the correct word. But for the rest of Australia, they were still numbers from people who were it wasn't going through the community and spreading like through fucking your suburb. It was that people were still coming back from
like
overseas.
A fire or something like that.
It was people coming back from overseas and people who had contact with the people directly on those airplanes and things like that were still going up. Yeah. It wasn't just some dude just from fucking down the road coming in and going, "Oh man, I got a cough. Oh, he's got the COVID." No, it was like, "Where have you been?" "Oh, well, I was in fucking America last week." "Oh yeah, okay, you've got the COVID. What about you?" "Oh yeah, my fucking my neighbor had just got back from fucking Europe." "Okay, yeah." So it was like. It was still directly related to people coming in from overseas. It wasn't a mass. It hasn't broken out through the community yet. Not to say it won't, and it has in New South Wales because they had like hundreds come on. But you know, going to the beach for a fucking fish is not going to fucking send us back into fucking downwards.
Nah, maybe it wouldn't have, and it won't send downwards spiral. No, going to the beach having a fish at this time won't send us downward spiral. And it wouldn't have either when. At that time that you were talking about, but in this time now, it's those sorts of trends. I'm not saying the guy going down who's 500 meters away from everyone else is going to give COVID to everyone, but those sorts of trends, you know, like, so we're saying fishing is exercise, it's the same as having a job. Okay, like that's those essential sorts of things. If it does spread more, like that list will get shorter, and it will be those sorts of people in this time that will spread the disease. Do you know what I mean? It's all changed again.
Here's my counter to that, right? If you want this thing to be sustainable, this social distancing and only going out for essential activities, right? You want it to be sustainable and people to actually continue it for the next 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, whatever it is. Then you need to have it needs to be within reason, or it won't get followed. So here's my thing,
so
right?
that's
When
what
people,
they're saying. So
hang
it's
on.
essential.
Let me follow it through. So people who go to the gym, right? They go there and they go fucking crazy straight out, hard out the gate, and they're like fucking going 6 days a week, and they change their entire diet, and they're fucking trying to change their life, and they're fucking pumping the weights, and then they get 3 months in and they have a couple of bad weeks, and then they never go back because fuck, man, that was too hard. That was crazy. And in their head, they're thinking, oh, I've got to get up fucking 4 o'clock, 6 days a week, and I've got to eat fucking just rice and fucking chicken. It's too hard. Whereas people who just go, oh, I'm just going to start going to the gym a few days a week, and I'll cut out the Coca-Cola and stop eating bread, and that's it. And then they just
you're gonna have to like.
Becomes a lifestyle and it's sustainable, and 10 years later that fucking dude who's me is still fucking exercising and going to the bit, and because they love it and it's become part of their lifestyle, right? So you want this whole social distancing and isolation thing to actually last and stay the course. Then you gotta, like, people have got to be able to, it's what's essential. Your mental state is essential. Your mental state is essential, especially for people who actually have legit mental health.
We don't want it to. I don't want it to last the course. That's not my view on it. I don't want it.
It's going to
go on for.
It's going to go
longer
for 3
or be
months.
sustainable. I want them to jack the rules up,
But we're not China. It's
stops.
not going to happen.
Like it's
not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's going to last for at least 3 months. And if you want people to obey
hang on, my counter to that.
Hang on, hang on. I'm talking over the top of me. I haven't even finished I haven't finished following that thought through.
I know it's taking ages.
Well, it's a podcast, bro. That's what we do. So the idea that if you want people to play by the rules, things like going to the beach to have a fish, walking your dog, which is why they say you can exercise, they're the things, the little outlets that people get that are going to make them stay the course. So as I said, Benjamin wants to go for a bike ride in his Lycra, okay? That's going to give him the outlet for the day to then play by the rules. Jono wants to go down and have a couple of Great Northerns and have a flick with his rod. That's going to then give Jono the outlet to stay the course for the rest of the day. You take Jono's fishing away from him, he's going to go, fuck this. And he's going to start breaking the rules and catching up with his mate for a sneaky beer and all sorts of shit. That's the reality of life and of people. So I think that
I have a little bit more faith in the reality of life and people. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, so Jono, who wants to go down and have a beer and throw a line in, I'm saying that's not essential. That's different from old mate going for a bike ride in his life. He's exercising for his health. I'm saying during a time of crisis, which we are in, global crisis, old Jono, poor old Jono, who wants to go down and have a can of beer and throw his line in, can't. And maybe he should stick to the rules. And if he's going crazy and mental, then maybe he should try something what the Lycra guy's doing. Maybe try something different to change his
why
mental
can
state.
Benjamin go for a ride? What's the difference?
Because it's exercise. It's exercise, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. It's different to throwing a line. I'm saying fishing isn't exercise.
It's not, mate. It's a healthy lifestyle choice. Walking down and going for a fish and having some mental time out from your fucking crazy fucking wife's been fucking
it's healthy. Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. It's a healthy lifestyle choice.
All fucking day, and he's fucking about to lose his job, and he's in debt.
And I agree with you. I understand what you're saying.
He just needs to go down and flick a line in so he doesn't go fucking crazy.
Pick
up a machete from
not exercise.
Pick up a machete from the fucking shed and go hack the neighbours up. He just needs an outlet for an hour. It's fuck the dude in his Lycra ride and his fucking push bike. Jono's fucking fishing for an hour is just as important, mate. And I'm the exercise guy, not the fishing guy, and I'm sticking up for the fishing guy.
Yeah, I know.
Both, but more the exercise guy than the fishing guy. Because, man, everyone's got their own outlet.
So, who do you think's going to go first, the fishing guy or the exercise guy? If more restrictions come into place,
I'll tell you, up here in the Pilbara, if you close down the boat ramp, you will get the riot. Close down the boat ramps, see what happens.
True.
You got to give people some leeway. Why the fuck can I not go fishing with one other bloke that I work with every single day on a boat? 2 per boat, that's fair enough rule.
You're still WA. Yeah, so our Premier WA is he's pretty much saying the complete opposite to what you're saying. He was like, this Easter, guys, I know you all want to go for a fish in your boats and
I don't give a fuck what he's saying as a personal
and all that.
I don't give a fuck what he's saying as a personal note, because the law that came out is that you're allowed to go fishing to put food on the table. You're allowed to go fishing.
Like I was
recreational,
saying, there's a difference.
Recreational.
It's whether or not. Yeah.
Recreational boating's not allowed.
Mm.
Bro, I've never in my life once bent the knee completely to the government and said, no matter whatever you say, sir, I will do 100% without questioning it. Fuck you. You will fucking give me some fucking give me some
me either.
some actual fucking reasons and make.
But I'm bending the knee to this virus. I am definitely.
So am I, and it's not against the law to go to the beach or to go fishing with your family.
No, but there's a chance that you can spread the virus if you do that. So
yeah, there's also a
I'm
chance that my wife, who's a nurse dealing with fucking sick people every single day in the community, could spread the virus. There's also
and that's where I go back to the essentials again. So we need those nurses and stuff.
So she's
we need to take those chances. We need to take those chances.
If she gets
sick,
to take a chance. If she gets
going
sick,
down the beach.
If she gets sick, it'll be at work, or it'll be from the kids getting sick at daycare, or from me getting sick from being in contact with some FIFO worker, not from our family driving down to the beach with our dog and having a beer there for an hour.
I know that
COVID's not just in the sand.
The spread, bro. I'm not saying that if you're in your boat 10 miles offshore, you're going to catch COVID. I'm not saying that. I never was. I'm just talking about spreading the disease. So to stop the spread of the disease, we've got to stop going out. And to do that, we're making a list of things that are essential. So exercise is essential. I'm saying that old mate down the beach, flicking a rod in.
Exercise.
That's what we're saying is essential at the moment. We've got a list, and exercise is on an essential list. If it gets worse, bro, that's going to be off. You won't be able to go down the beach. Old mate flicking his rod in, or old mate in his lycra. They won't. None of those guys will be able.
It's not illegal. I don't understand where you're getting that from.
I'm not saying that, bro. I said at the start of this whole conversation that there's a big difference between if you're following the laws or if you're following the laws and the rules.
So exercise is in the rules and fishing isn't.
Yeah.
Who made that decision?
It's essential. So no. Okay, so no one's made a decision. I'm just saying that those guys that are fishing probably isn't essential for them to be doing that.
It's just as essential. I'm saying that for people who love fishing, it's their life. It's just as essential as someone going for a walk with a dog. But you or me, we don't get to choose the essential list, bro. Okay,
Who does? The government, and they're telling us what that list is. And at the moment,
the government makes the laws, and the law says you can go fishing.
There's a set of, if you go on the app, there's a set of, like, you can find out the laws, and then there's rules that you can follow. It's just stay at home. It's the essentials, like you don't need to go shopping for a new handbag, but you need to go shopping for milk.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which app are we talking about?
Osgov.app.
Coronavirus.
Corona Australia government app.
Symptom checker.
The only app that you should be looking at, because it's the actual
Australian government.
Yeah. What, have you not got that app? Tell me you've got that app, please. You've been following that app this whole time.
Fucking bro, I get fucking daily updates through my fucking work feed from our HSC manager 4 times a day. My wife gets them directly from the region.
Your wife's
the infectious disease
government
doctor.
Government.
From
the government.
Multiple times a day. So I just don't see where's this list that says you can go for a run but not a fish.
Oh, you got this big app, bro. You can go right into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up because I've.
Bro, and I wasn't saying that I was never saying that there's a list with fishing on one saying no and running on one saying there wasn't. Never said.
That's exactly what I thought you just said.
No, I'm not saying that is not.
So then, where are you getting the information from that you can go for a run but not a fish?
I was saying that I didn't think fishing was exercise and running is exercise.
So that's a personal opinion.
The essential, like it's on the list. Yes, bro. I've said that from the very start. I just don't think
you said that
old mate having a beer and having a fish is the same as running.
That's your personal opinion. You were saying it like
but your opposite argument is saying that it is, which is your personal opinion.
Yeah, definitely my personal opinion. But I'm not saying that it was a list. You were saying it like there's a list of rules. And it says what's essential and what's not. And it was saying that running is essential and fishing is not.
No. I said exercise is on the essential list. And I don't think that fishing is exercise. I've said it from the very start, bro. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
just
but
think
argument hasn't changed.
yeah. Well, we've gone down the rabbit hole in that way. I don't think we've.
I know we did, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, speaking of you're calling fishing a sport. Speaking of sports, the UFC.
I'm saying it's not I'm not saying it isn't a sport. I'm saying
The
it's not
UFC were
exercise.
trying to
Fishing,
put on a
fishing
fight.
is definitely a sport.
The UFC were trying to put on a sport. It's definitely not a sport if you're catching just going out to catch food to eat.
But fishing is a sport. It's like on the sports channel.
My neighbour, he doesn't. So he's exercising, bro. So he's CrossFit. My neighbour, he doesn't. He's very, very low socioeconomical category. He doesn't make very much money or anything like that. He lives on the bare fucking basics. And he goes fishing. He goes fishing, right? And he'll tell you some days that's he doesn't like really go to the shops much. He's like a
it's essential. Yeah. That guy is totally on the list. He's allowed. Yeah.
He fishes to put food on his table. Some days if he doesn't catch a fish, he doesn't eat that day.
He's on the list. Yeah.
Well, there's people in financial hardship right now, so they should be able to go out and fish to feed their family rather than spending $200 on meat at Woolies.
Yep, definitely. Yep, that's essential if they have to do that.
This is what I'm saying, man. It's not even who says you have
You're
to.
saying, old mate down the beach having a tinny, throwing a line in.
Yeah, catching a fish. Maybe he's stressed about the fact that he's lost his... You can't then start nitpicking what their mental reason for fishing is. If they're going to go fish to catch fish, then they're going to go fish to catch fish. Maybe he's stressed.
I'm just saying
he's stressed
that
about
I don't think fishing is exercise, and exercise is on the essentials list. Like running is exercise. We've got to get away from.
We've got to get away from it. So
yeah, please.
The UFC, right? We're trying to put a fight on 18th, or I think the 28th. Anyway, later in April. And
I like watching it. Don't follow it.
Right. So he's tried his hardest. Dana White, the president, tried his hardest to put this fight on, right? Even though, obviously, they can't have anyone there. It's just going to be the officials, the fighters, like the judges. There'd be like 20 people in the whole room, no crowd, but it would be aired live around the world,
Oh, mate, having a
flick, and it was right, and the guys fighting like this. This is the 5th time they've scheduled this fight. Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's the lightweight champion. He's a Russian cat. He tapped out Conor McGregor a couple of years ago.
I've got that. Yeah.
And the other guy's on a 12-fight win streak. Khabib Nurmagomedov is 28-0. Never lost a fight. Crazy Russian dude, right? So this fight...
That's crazy, yeah.
The 5th time they've scheduled it, and someone blows a knee out, someone misses weight, something else happens. They keep it's this cursed fight, right?
5 is a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Normally 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Fights just happen, right? And then it's the 5th time, and then the coronavirus thing happens, and fucking they're still putting the fight on. This card's still going to be on, but we'll have no one at the fight. Khabib gets stuck in Russia. The border's closed. He can't get out of Russia. So they're like, oh, the fight's off. Dana White's like, we'll find someone else for him. We'll put the fight on anyway. We'll find a replacement. This fight's happening. We're going to go ahead with it. They find a casino on Indian native land in California who host the thing because, they don't care about because they got their own laws.
Indian.
Yeah, Indian.
Yeah. I thought you said India.
And then it's all about to go ahead, and then ESPN, who hosts the UFC now, say, "Oh man, we don't want you to go ahead with it. Can you please pull out?" So he's got everything lined up. And hang on, I'm going to pause it. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, and it's cancelled now because ESPN don't want him to do the fight for the sake of
publicise that they're promoting that.
So what does Dana White, the fucking gangster, do? Goes out and buys.
What does he do, Dave?
Buys an island, and he's going to host. And they're building the infrastructure now to host fights there. And as soon as it's built, they're going to go ahead with all their UFC events as per usual, testing everyone for coronavirus as they come. And they've got a Mortal Kombat island where they're going to hold fucking UFC fights, man.
All right, so I'm thinking I didn't guess that at all, and I wasn't even close.
Shady. Far out. I got to wrap it up pretty soon. It's really hard with the kids around me. But yeah,
I understand.
Fight Island, Mortal Kombat fucking Island. How crazy is that shit?
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't guess that, and I wasn't even close. at all. And yeah, that's just fucking,
Right,
that's
I'm
pretty
gonna
crazy.
have to.
So who's that last crazy guy? It's Conor McGregor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever this guy is, like, just totally trumped him. So yeah, Conor McGregor's got to step it up. All right, over and out.
No, not out yet. I got
Topic 10-4.
two things to go. Two things to go. Right. So I got a good.
Well, two things that could take forever.
No, it won't.
We're on
a local
to
company
take
called Pressure Force. They do high pressure cleaning of like people's equipment and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And they put up a post the other day about the spread of the coronavirus and why it's you only actually just need soap to wash your hands with when trying to stop the spread. A really good breakdown of it, right? And I'm just going to read it to you because people don't get this information sometimes. So I'm going to read it out. I think it's a really good breakdown of the virus and what it is, okay? The virus is not a living organism, but a protein molecule covered by a protective layer of lipid or fat, which, when absorbed by the cells of the ocular, nasal, or buccal mucosa, changes their genetic code. Mutation. So it's just a virus, gets into your nose or your eyes or your throat, and it mutates, right? And convert them into an aggressor and multiplier cells. Since the virus is not a living organism, but a protein molecule, it is not killed, but decays on its own. So you don't need alcohol or antibacterial or whatever wash, right? Because it's not killing anything. The disintegration time depends on the temperature, humidity, and type of material and where it lies. The virus is very fragile. The only thing that protects it is the thin outer layer of fat. That is why any soap or detergent is the best remedy, because soap breaks down fat. That's what soaps do, right? Because the foam cuts the fat. That's why you have to wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds or more to make a lot of foam. By dissolving the fat layer, the protein molecule disperses and breaks down on its own. Heat melts fat, which is why it's good to use warm water above 25 degrees Celsius for washing hands, clothes, and everything. In addition, hot water makes more foam, and that can be even more useful. Their pressure cleaners operate, blah, blah, blah. Any mix 1 part bleach and 5 parts water directly. Okay, the rest of it's really just going into the what they use. Oxygenated water helps long after soap, alcohol, and chlorine because peroxide dissolves the virus protein, but you have to use it pure and it hurts your skin. No bactericide or antibiotic serves. The virus is not a living organism like bacteria. Antibodies cannot kill what is not alive. Never shake used or unused clothing, sheets, or cloth while it's glued to a porous surface. It's very inert and disintegrates only between 3 hours fabric and porous, 4 hours copper and wood, 24 hours cardboard, 42 hours metal, and 72 hours plastic. There you go. So you don't need an antibacterial fucking alcohol wash. They're going to stop buying them out of the fucking shops all the fucking time. You just need soap. It breaks down the fat on the outside.
That does help, yeah.
Yeah. What helps?
Well, the better the soap, with the more, what is it called? Disinfectant or whatever in it, or yeah.
Not specifically for
but you don't.
Not specifically for this virus. No. All you need is soap.
No.
The soap will break down the outer layer of fat, and then it'll disintegrate on its own. You're not killing it. You put alcohol on the thing, you're not killing it because it's not a living organism.
Yeah, you're taking away its stable environment. It's how it lives and how it's
like
those
things will work, but you don't need to, at the shops, all the antibacterial and like alcohol based wipes, that's all sold out. You don't need that. You just need any soap.
Yeah. Just go back to basics, man. Wash your hands, you dirty grub. Like just a good wash. Put a bit of hot water in there, up the arms, in the fingers.
Alcohol gels are really good because you can use them on the go. Obviously, you can just squirt some alcohol gel and go like that. And they're good on the go, but you just need normal soap. That was all I wanted to read.
On the website, that app that you just downloaded, it tells you how to make up a solution, scientific fact of the formula which is a hand or a sanitizer that will kill the virus.
I didn't just download the app, motherfucker. I just opened it.
That was a wicked back and forwards. I love that. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, you got to get them, man. You got to get them. Hey, I got to go. But the to Golden Bay Quarantine Tune Challenge happening. You're going to send me the beat. You've sent me the beat. I'm going to write my rap. So that's what we're doing, people. We never really went into it. I'm writing a verse to go over the beat that Eli's made up and sent to me. I'm going to send that beat to some other friends. Eli's going to send it to some his friends.
Or do like a verse and a chorus.
A verse, or if you play guitar over it and sing, whatever you do. I'm going to rap over it.
It's got to be about Corona, but doesn't it?
It probably
or like
will
being
be.
in isolation.
Yeah,
have some sort of trend to it.
We will be hashtagging it with the Quarantine Challenge, which is the thing Triple J got going on at the moment. Also, if you do this challenge, hashtag it with Average Man and hashtag Average Man Podcast as well, so it gets linked back to my pages. We want to.
And if you want like the original samples, just ask me.
The stems, we'll get that shit sorted out.
I don't know, like it could just like if you send your ones to someone else and then they use that to do their track off, it's just gonna be shittier and shittier.
Yeah, let us know.
So,
we can get the. Well, I've got the originals.
And it's just basic, guys. Just like three chords, simple little acoustics, someone beat.
Yep, loop it, play over it, rap over it, whatever.
Loop it, play over it, rap it.
Hashtag it,
Quarantine Challenge. Extra drums, whatever.
Hashtag Quarantine Drums. Hashtag Average Man Podcast. Let's get it going. The Hedland to Golden Bay Quarantine Challenge. Bro,
do you want me to do you want me to sing my little chorus and? Do you want me to do it right now? I'll do it right now.
Do it now.
Let's get my guitar. Hey? Let's do it right now.
Here we go. Every time me and Eli spend more than a half hour together, we end up arguing. So that was just part of the course. That little argument, fishing and
shit. This is a bit brave. This is a bit brave.
Here we go. I'm excited.
So what do we got? I like taking the ear off because I can't hear guitar. How do I do that? Oh yeah, there we go. Sun shines down on the coast as I walk along. Fresh air, no care. Put on my favorite song. I pass you by down on the street and I decide, but I wanna meet you. I'm singing, oh baby, drive me a little crazy. But you're my pretty lady, sweet pretty baby, just me and just you.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, then someone's got to go on with about maybe can't see it because I'm in isolation or something like that.
All right, brother, I'll tell you what.
Down at the beach. Yeah, okay.
That was overwhelming the audio a little bit, so you need to record it properly for me after this and
load it on the audio was shit. I forgot about that.
Load it on the YouTube, all right? I'll give you access to my YouTube channel and load it straight up there.
No.
And then we'll pull it and
put it on.
Not.
All right.
I'll give you access to my YouTube and we'll load it up, put it on there, and we'll pull it and put it on the Instagram and Facebook pages and shit, and we'll get it going. Yours is the first one going up. You've got to record it properly for me. All right? But I love it.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time, brother. I've got to go. The family's fucking harassing me. They need me. They want me. They love me. All right. Take it easy.
All right. Signing out from the beer garden.
Peace.